Fox News has obtained disturbing court records on the suspect in last week's horrifying Chicago train attack. It left 26-year-old Bethany McGee in critical condition after she was doused with gasoline and then lit on fire. Those documents reveal a series of warning signs about the suspect, Lawrence Reed, yet those red flags sparked no action by the Cook County chief judge who oversees electronic monitoring. The filings showed that Reed routinely violated his curfew and movement restrictions, including on the night of the attack. He was out on the street despite a mile-long rap sheet, 72 arrests and 15 convictions dating back to 2017. Fox News political analyst Gianna Caldwell popped off with me yesterday.
There needs to be conversation on the soft on crime policies led by J.B. Pritzker, Mayor Brandon Johnson, but also the activist judges who are sending these people back into society and not holding them accountable. Enough is enough. People are tired of this.
Senior correspondent Mike Tobin in Chicago with the latest on the investigation. Mike?
And, John, as you mentioned, court records obtained by Fox News show that the Cook County Chief Judge's office was being alerted that this career violent criminal, Lawrence Reed, was repeatedly violating the curfew on his electronic monitoring. 7 times just in the month of November. 4 times it alerted an escalated alert. On Wednesday, November 12th, the record shows Reed stayed out all night, similar violation on Friday. Then Monday, November 19th, the night Bethany McGee was set on fire, the electronic monitoring system again showed an escalated alert that Lawrence Reed was on the move, and he kept ignoring his curfew the next day when he was finally arrested.
The individual that they had arrested, had 72 prior arrests with, I think, 15 felony convictions. He had been in and out of the system forever, and it's not a revolving door. The door was just not even there.
Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke had argued that the Chief Judge's office shouldn't be handling electronic monitoring because the office lacks an enforcement mechanism. A spokesman for the State's Attorney's office wrote, State's Attorney Burke had been sounding the alarm on electronic monitoring for violent offenders for months, and this incident offers a tragic example of why. The State's Attorney had also argued back in August that Reed was not a candidate for electronic monitoring because the person poses a real and present threat to the safety of any person or persons in the community. Judge Teresa Molina Gonzalez responded, I can't keep everybody in jail because the state's attorney wants me to. That was August 22nd. Now, just about 3 months later, Bethany McGee is in the burn unit at Stroger Hospital. John?
Mike Tobin with the latest from Chicago. Mike, thank you. To Jason Chaffetz now, Fox News contributor, former Republican congressman of Utah. This was such a horrifying and preventable crime. Friends and neighbors, Jason, speaking out, calling the victim Bethany McGee, quote, extremely gentle and from a wonderful family. And as to the perpetrator, Lawrence Reed, and to quote Richard Clark from the days after 9/11, all the lights were blinking red on this guy, and yet he was still let out on the streets.
You got this beautiful young woman, 26 years old. You and I and probably most of the people watching this show are going to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. She's going to be in a hospital fighting for her life. And it didn't need to be that way. She's just riding a train there in Chicago. And it's sad, but it's infuriating, too, because these Democrats have been in charge of these cities for decades. They haven't figured out how to do ankle monitoring. You got an attorney, you got a judge. I hope she looks herself in the mirror and says, I let that person out. I created this problem. Because, I mean, how many dozens? 70-plus times the guy's arrested. He's violating his monitor day after day after day in November. And now she's fighting for her life. It's so wrong, top to bottom.
Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, said this is an isolated incident. And it might have been an isolated incident in Chicago, but look at what happened to poor Irina Zarutska on the light rail transit in Charlotte. Almost exactly the same thing. She was stabbed to death by a person who had multiple charges against them, a rap sheet as long as your arm, and was still out of the streets.
I don't know how he argues that it's an isolated incident. What about the other 70 victims for this perpetrator who committed crimes previously? There's 70 others right there. Don't tell me it was isolated. It wasn't a first one-off, oops, I spilled some gasoline on her head. That is the most ridiculous argument ever. And that's what they try to say. We don't need Donald Trump. We don't need to have law enforcement. We don't need National Guard. It's safe here. No, it's not. Every crime statistic will tell you that this is an exceptionally dangerous city.
Yeah, I mean, there obviously had to be some sort of measure of premeditation here, because you don't just walk around with a container of gasoline. Oh, I want to get your thoughts on this, Jason. New data show attacks on federal immigration agents are skyrocketing. But House Democrats have gone ahead and done this.
We are launching the Oversight Immigration Enforcement Dashboard. This is a project that essentially records possible misconduct by ICE and DHS across the country after an incident occurs. And if you see anything out there that you want to report, please go to the Oversight Democrats website.
This is what that form looks like. Democrats have unveiled it despite a massive wave of backlash when they first announced it last month, including this from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
This is actively putting the lives of our ICE agents at risk. They are, again, simply trying to enforce the law and do their jobs. Stop trying to fight this president and this administration on every turn and restore law and order. That's all that we and these brave men and women of ICE are trying to do.
Now, here's one of the reasons why this is very important to look into. Homeland Security reports attacks on ICE agents are up more than 1,000% just this year. So, Jason, people who have been in opposition to ICE operations have been using apps to track their whereabouts and try to intervene and disrupt their operations. Now you have the official imprimatur of Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, a government operation, putting their stamp of approval on doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on this list where they have this. Let's see if this list ends up in some political campaign. Hey, come fill out this form at government expense, and then we'll see where those lists go. But this is outrageous. Why don't the Democrats go fight for, I don't know, maybe tracking down to 300,000 unaccompanied minors that the Biden-Harris administration allowed into our country? There are millions of people here illegally, millions, because it was this open door policy by the Democrats. Now they think that ICE is the problem? Are you kidding me? They think that these people, the men and women who put their lives on the line, there could not be a bigger difference between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats fight for the perpetrators, fight for the people that are here illegally, and Republicans are saying, no, enough of that. We're going to have safety and security. God bless that Donald Trump is leading this charge with Tom Homan and Steve Miller and those others, because I got to tell you, America supports these people. They don't support these thugs that just want to do everything to disrupt the life of an ICE officer and their family.
Yeah, and one of the things you got to wonder, too, is there going to be any vetting and investigation of these claims, or are they just going to put whatever anybody sends in up there for everyone to see if it's true or not? Jason, we'll see how this all unfolds. It's good to be with you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, John.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.